Hello and welcome to Royal Oak Comics Party, episode 19. What's been new?
How's it going, man?
I don't know. I've been confused, and I've eaten dairy, and now my toots are rotten.
Yeah, I've been doing the same thing. I'm glad this is not like a thermal imaging camera.
Right. But I don't know. I've been working nonstop at stupid real life job.
That's cool, me too.
But it just makes me focus on so many things that are not making art or comics or music. And I've got music stuff due and comic stuff that I have like self-imposed deadlines for.
I feel you, me too.
Not done.
Coming down to it. Well, if the hotels that were supposed to be going to these comics events at keep getting blown up by drone strikes, then we'll never have to finish any comic books. That'd be good.
Note to self, invest in drones.
No, but yeah, I'm getting down there on the new Truth Dart book, and I'm just trying to figure out which legal document printing company I'm going to print it with. I think I narrowed it down pretty far. So.
But you're going to go with a legal document printing service and not the Old Faithful HP?
No. Well, the last couple of terrible Chinese ink toner cartridges that I bought for that thing caused it to have cancer. So I think it's not working right now. Well, I mean, it'll print, but there's a lot of extra art on there that was uninvited.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely to the point in my life where I don't want to fuss with a not exactly well-behaved printer.
Yes.
I've been kind of saving for like one at least as good as the one you were using until its death.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good printer. But what I have to do now is I have to have very weird conversations with the people who work at the legal document printing place where like I'm describing all of these bizarre things that they have to do to the paper afterwards. Like I need 11 by 17 pages printed front and back on the cheapest paper. And then I also need you to cut all of them the long way in half.
Hot dog way. If you talk to the legal team, they do respond well to hot dog way and hamburger way.
Oh, really? Okay. I'll try that next time. There was no little checkbox on the online quote device to be able to do that.
It's just a photo of a hamburger and a hot dog.
Two little icons.
But there is a good conversation that we almost had this afternoon at lunch, but didn't.
What did we not talk about at lunch? I thought we talked about everything.
Well, for the new Truth Dart book, our masterwork of all time, probably.
Yep.
I had said it so fast, it might have just went by. What colors I wanted the cover to be, or what I imagined the cover to be printed in.
And then I just probably told you what colors I wanted.
And then you told me what colors you wanted, and they were very, very different. So I'm now...
I didn't know you were talking about that book. I thought you were talking about the other book that you were working on.
Cecil and Hubie.
Yeah, Cecil and Hubie.
I don't know. I envisioned the Truth Dart one to be the kind of brown and yellow mustardy colors.
Okay.
But then your idea of the kind of pearlescent white on navy, I also like. But I want my way. Now that your way will be stylish.
Oh. Aw. I don't know. Well, why don't we'll both do a mock-up and we'll turn it into like everything else, a competition.
A competition. You have to go to royalcomicsparty.com to vote on which is the cover.
That's an idea, although we will disregard the results.
Which one uses measurably less ink and cheaper paper? That's the one that
So wait,
ends up.
You wanted it to be brown with yellow ink?
I think so.
Okay.
Or, I mean, maybe I'm just on a mustard theme lately, and it's not, Truth Dart's not the one that's appropriate for it. And like Hubert and Selby, or Hubert and, Cecil and Hubie?
Cecil and Hubie.
Cecil and Hubie will be mustard colored, though I kind of thought black and red for that. I don't know. Is this riveting conversation here?
I don't know. I think we're just arguing about colors.
Right. I don't know. you're much better as an illustrator and designer than I am, so I will
Yeah, I don't know
concede
about
to
that.
your skillfulness. Though
Well-
I would be the workman printing the screens.
Okay.
I will do the screen printing.
Well, you've been doing a lot of screen printing lately.
Yes.
You just did a new screen for, what is it?
For Ultra Mega Awesome Extreme.
Which is what? Tell everybody what that
Ultra
is.
Mega
It's a
Awesome
music
Extreme.
thing.
Yeah, it's like, I would say it's the most comprehensive festival of outsider and experimental electronic music, like in Detroit or in Michigan, probably.
I believe you because you tell me that.
Right. That's just it's my tagline for it. It's the byline. But yeah, I was a co-founder of it, and then, you know, I murdered it on the first one, and then ruined a couple because I was plastered drunk.
Yeah.
And now this is gonna be like the last one ever, and I'm gonna like make my triumphant return to it. But I'm making T-shirts that just say Ultra Mega Awesome Extreme.
That's cool. But you said it was like almost like an accidental all over print where it's too big for the shirt.
Oh yeah, I must have just like had a bad ruler or not known that the width of it was gonna be like so huge. It was just gonna be like armpit to armpit size. It's probably because I was using this ruler, which our viewers at home won't be able to
my
tell.
fault. That's
But
what I measured all of my
so
truth art stuff with. I was like making a mark on the page. Okay, 1, 2, 3 inches. Make a mark. 1, 2, 3 inches. It's like everything we do is like we're making things in jail. Like
Yeah.
even though like we could access like better equipment and you know do everything the right way, that's like everything we do is like. It's like scrabbling together little threads and like making the glue out of toothpaste and
And
shit.
why? Why is that some sort of self-hatred thing or like low confidence or
If that's ever the question, the answer for me at least is usually yes.
right?
Probably. I don't know. I guess maybe it has to do with like the relatively low volume of items that we're usually creating. It just got really dark.
It did just get dark in here.
That's okay. Podcast listeners will note that the lights have
Lights
turned
have
off.
dimmed. Let the record state that the lights have all dimmed in here simultaneously.
We're just doing this way today. Mike and I are each, for podcast listeners, we're just holding cameras to our chest,
To our
and
torsos.
pacing back and forth, mostly to try to facilitate the type of free range conversation that we prefer, which
Yeah.
is like pacing nonstop and wearing a hole in the floor.
I think that is what held us back maybe on some Comics Party episodes, is just not being able to spaz out, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and that is doubly, almost makes me feel like it's doubly true because I don't know if we want to. Anyways, your girlfriend and my girlfriend work together and are friends, but Natasha was over at my house picking Courtney up, and I was like smoking outside, and she was like, "Shit, I didn't know Kevin was coming over." But apparently when we're like in the zone, you and I have the same like body language, like alone, lonely, in thought type body language.
Hunchy and
Hunchy.
what else? What other parts of the body language was it?
It was probably just hunchy and like doing the like almost anger head shake of like, "Rrr," like shaking
Gritted-
off a thought.
gritted
like,
teeth.
"Blah." Yeah, gritty teeth.
That's how I spend most of my time at home in front of the computer.
Grinding your teeth alone.
Grinding my teeth, using the Photoshop filters. Oh my God.
But
Yeah.
that was an interesting thing that I didn't tell you in real life, and I wasn't planning on saving it for the show or even saying it on here. But that was a thing.
Body language identification.
And then there was a whole conversation about like, you know, I probably have taken things from what Kevin does, and like every person I ever meet who does an interesting thing, I like assimilate it consciously.
Oh yeah, well I do it unconsciously and consciously. I'm sure that's happened many times to the point where I don't even know like who did what anymore.
Where do I begin? Or where do I end and the the borrowed pieces? Where do I, oh God. I'm getting dizzy now. You know, it's because of
stop pacing? Should we set up the chairs
it's
again?
the weight of this. It's like,
oh.
it's like working out.
Because it's almost a pound.
I just don't want anyone to
this
see
is
my
easier
big
because you can just put your hand underneath it like this.
Like a baby?
Like a baby. Like this.
Hey,
if
baby.
you want to try this at home, it looks like this.
That's where your hand goes.
The hand goes underneath it like a baby's butt.
But so what else?
I don't know. I went to the Frida Kahlo exhibit at the DIA. That was real cool. They had all of the Diego. I'm just gonna talk about Diego Rivera like I'm fucking sexist. No, but they had all of his cool, like all the sketches that he did for the murals in the Rivera court in the DIA. So like you see all his teeny tiny little pages where it's every single detail that's on the huge one. He just drew it all out in a teeny little one piece of paper thing, which is pretty awesome. Because it's very deep. Like there's stuff going on in like layers behind and behind and behind. It was cool. We did the little audio tour thing. So the guy in the ear was telling us about, here's why they wanted to do murals in the first place. Because I don't know, I like murals, but I guess like with the internet being what it is, sometimes there's like, wow, why does it need to be a mural? It was been so much smaller. Could have been so small.
You could have said the same thing with the animated GIF on Tumblr, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah. I think we're all thinking it. We're all thinking it, right? I'm just saying it. But, it's like the work in progress thing was cool because it was those little things, and then they also had like the giant 10 by 10 piece of paper sketches where it's just like a charcoal sketch of all the different chunks of the mural. That's cool. So yeah, I don't know. It was fun. But I brought that up because of the babies thing. But we took Natasha's two little cousins there, and their favorite thing was that there were so many benches to sit on.
Did they try and sit on the benches, every one?
Yeah, they sat on every single bench.
Not a big walking? Not a walking type of
Nah,
kids?
Not too walky. They were very excited, though, when they found an iPad that was set up in the museum that showed you pictures of the same works of art that were immediately next to it on the wall.
I think kids bond with technology in a way
they sure do.
We're not ready to do yet.
They sure do. I don't know why I said that in such a tired way. It doesn't really make me that tired to think about. But that was fun. Have you gone anywhere lately? Have you been doing anything? Did you get into any antics?
No. No. I went to Loving Touch. Courtney played at Loving Touch with Junk Food Junkies and Little Animal and
oh yeah, how was that?
Dwayne. And it was pretty good. I think everyone did well, performed their thing good.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I have no memory of it because I was like so sleepy from work. Like I had to work all day. Then like my brain was off for the show. Yeah. I remember like in the first 2 minutes of Dwayne's set, I guess he was Dwayne the Teenage Weirdo. Now he's Dwayne the Brand New Dog, right?
Oh, really?
And within the first 2 minutes of his set, he's got this garbage bag, and I was like, something's happening.
It's gonna fly out.
And he whipped this garbage bag, and a whole bunch of like paper shredder paper flew everywhere. And before it hit the ground, as it was airborne, I was like, I know I'm gonna be sweeping this up at the end of the night.
Oh. Why do you have to do it?
I'm good at sweeping. I like being helpful.
Oh.
I didn't though. I was outside smoking when the brooms were issued.
That's good. Show them who's not sweeping.
I'm not sweeping. But yeah, it was a good show, and I think the venue was happy with everybody. And I don't know. I'd never seen Dwayne live either, so it was like a first.
Me either. I don't even. Is there a difference in the music now that it's a different name?
I'm not even sure. I just know I really liked what I heard, and even the music could have been way worse because the performance aspect was so great, where he's like got chairs and weird old computer TV and like stand-up mirror, and he's like taking time out to like, he's sitting in the chair and he's fixing his hat in the mirror and he's like talking to the audience like just patter. Like he probably only played 5 songs, but he played for like an hour, you know? Because he just did shtick, and like there was so many little bits of business. Like he was wearing all white, like white tights and white shirt, but then, and does a song like that, and then he gets out spray paint and he spray paints all over his white costume. And just as the venue boss is coming out to be like, no more spray paint, he fucking rips all his white clothes off and he's got a black shirt and black tights. and then he puts a coat on and does another song. And it was like performance art on a level that I could really get into.
That's cool. It sounds fun. Like it's like fun
yeah,
performance art kind of stuff, right?
It was super good.
That's
super
cool.
Good.
I'd like to see that sometime.
And
cool.
like his dude, some guy who was like helping him, or his friend, or the guy who was the merch guy, or whoever Dwayne brought with him, I didn't realize who it was until there was a photo of him on Instagram, and it talked about Underground Resistance, which was like a major important techno label.
Oh yeah.
And then I went listened to a bunch of like Underground Resistance live stuff from like '93 or something. And I was like, oh my God.
So this guy's old.
Dwayne's in with these guys, and every Dwayne beat is like an unused Underground Resistance beat from '93. Oh. Which is why it has that like so nostalgia thing, which is, I don't know, that's just a theory, but it was, I don't know. I had a good time.
It sounds cool. I haven't been going to any shows because the only time I go to shows is when Natasha plays.
Right. Exactly.
I have no cultural anything impulse besides like making my own stuff unless I'm being taken to it.
I'd like to go to shows. Like Lightning Bolt is playing on the 18th somewhere, but Lightning Bolt's always fun.
Is that a skinhead band?
No, they're like, it's like a drummer and a bass, guitar or a bass guy, and they just make noisy kind of punk rock instrumental stuff.
Okay, cool.
But I haven't listened to any of their new records. I think they're going more poppy. They did the drummer did some beats for a Bjork record, I think.
Oh, cool.
I don't know.
Lightning Bjork.
Lightning Bjork. That's the mashup record. But so, what else? What else? Has Natasha played any shows recently?
No, but they're getting close to like having all the album stuff mixed. They've just been mixing and mixing and mixing and mixing and mixing and mixing. But the stuff sounds like incredible. Like it doesn't sound anything like anybody else is doing in this area for sure. Like
Cool.
It sounds like super pro, like it's super well mixed, like everything's like settled into exactly the right spot. It sounds amazing.
Are they mixing it themselves, or do they have an engineer?
No, they have an engineer. It's I don't know. I think it's the same guy who does Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Tune Day.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, he's pretty
Is it
awesome.
the Hazel Park Twerk Team guys?
Hazel Park Twerk? Oh, I don't. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, I thought like Tunde was saying like, make sure you go see these guys if you need beats.
I don't know. I remember him putting like Instagram pictures on that had that thing
With
on
the wood
it,
paneling? I don't know.
Yeah, but there's wood paneling in there. There's like a little dog. I don't know anything about it.
They're gnomes. They're in a little log. That's why it looks like it's wood
I
panel.
think that's why it takes them so long to like get in there. They gotta shrink themselves down with the mushroom first.
The gnome union is a impenetrable fortress.
Very expensive.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Oh my god, I don't even know, dude. This is actually like just wearing me out. Like
Yeah.
I thought I needed to pace, but it's like the pacing plus carrying this like heavy ass camera, it makes it so difficult. And I'm like sweating. Like, well, obviously I'm always sweating. I'm like the sweatiest person alive, but I'm doing nothing but sweat now. And all I can think about is my arm is about to like fall off. We should have rigged up some kind of like seatbelt system or something to hang this off of our neck.
Could just have 2 little baby Bjorns with the cameras hanging.
Baby Bjorks. Yeah, that's what we'll do next time.
Right. Next time.
Okay, so we're just doing our to-do list on this one, right? So we're gonna do. We have to fight about the cover. Mm-hmm. Then we have to fight about who gets what, how many copies.
How many copies?
How
do
many
we
copies? Royalties, percentages, issues.
I don't know.
Gotta just keep
I
it
was just
simple.
hoping we'd split it kind of 50-50, and I don't mind doing the thing where, you know, I mean, I'd like to split the cost halvesies.
Okay.
Like, well, every cost of printing and getting the gear and
Paper
stuff
and-
would go halves.
Okay.
And then at the end, we'd just both get half the copies.
That's fine.
And
I-
then I
Can I
guess
do my cover then?
all yours have your cover, and all mine have my cover. You know, we
Ooh.
would do that sitcom shit if we ever lived together with the tape down the middle.
Oh my God!
Like best
yeah.
friends, but
Way
don't come
too-
on my side.
Way too OCD about that. That might be the way to go. Variants.
Variants, yeah. But then I think, you know, variants are cool if you're Spawn or, you know, whatever cool comic is.
You mean we're
out.
not Spawn?
We're not Spawn.
Oh.
Or like the Lady Death comic with the embossed boobs on it. Like, that's,
We could just do just embossed boobs on it.
yeah.
No title.
But
Oh, what?
I don't know.
What happened?
I lost my train of thought because I realized that I had to go to the bathroom again. But
This is going to be how every episode ends now.
I can't go 30 minutes without going to the bathroom.
It hasn't even been 30. I don't know why I'm yelling at you. I have like a tiny little peanut bladder.
Peanut bladder.
And not even like the whole peanut. It's like one of the nuts.
But variant covers suggest we weren't
Printed more than 5
confident
copies.
that we weren't confident in our statement. Our statement is navy blue paper with white pearlescent screen print with black and white Xeroxes inside. You know, like it. To have variant covers suggests that we hadn't thought it all the way through.
It suggests that we are ourselves. Oh, okay. All right, cool. So you were saying that when you do the screen printing, you have to kind of take a look at what kind of ink is in there, and if it's a thicker ink, you can not get quite as many prints out of it.
Well, I think it's that the ink that I was using and talking about when we were having that conversation it wasn't plastisol, it was just air dry ink.
Yeah.
And the reason you could probably only get like 50 to 100 prints before you had to like kind of blow it out and start again is because it was just drying in there. Where if we were using plastisol, it wouldn't dry in the screen
Oh, I see. Okay.
because you.
So what do you want to use for paper? Is there, I mean, they sell like the speedball stuff, like they sell a different one for paper and a different one for fabric. Is there more water in one or more
I
something?
think the one for paper would be thinner
Okay.
because also when you're printing on paper,
You don't need as much.
I think they would presuppose that you're using a finer mesh screen.
Oh, okay.
And in my experience, the thick ink doesn't pass through the microscopically fine screen resolution.
So we would
good.
just kind of use T-shirt stuff for printing this stuff?
Yeah, and if we
Okay,
did like
good.
a, 110 is like, DPI basically.
Yeah.
Is kind of like average. And I was thinking, shit looks fine at 110. We can do that, and then we can kind of run thicker inks
Okay.
so we can get a little raised, a little feeliness to it,
Okay.
Tactile,
Yeah.
whatever. And I'd like to get, real plastisol and really cure it instead of doing like the heat gun shit that we were doing previously.
So how do you really cure it if it's on like paper?
You get some paper that can tolerate being
in the oven?
being heated to like 300, is it 350 or 315? Or
What paper can do that?
I don't know. T-shirts can do it.
Yeah, but it just seems like the paper would just either burst into flames or all of it would turn brown or something.
I don't know.
How long is it supposed to be in there for? 4 hours?
Just until the ink becomes that temperature.
Oh.
And it only needs to reach that temperature for...
Wait, it's Fahrenheit 450 what?
Yeah.
That the paper burns at?
Yeah. Oh! Is that right?
I think that was why the name of that book
Oh,
was
so
from.
paper... So we're well under that.
Yeah.
Plastisol cures at 350,
This is from
let's say.
rigorous research. by
Yes.
Reading one book.
That's why I
in
hate
high
talking
school.
about some projects on here, because my lack of knowledge just shines like just out in the open.
I think we make sure of that on every episode for both of us. Okay, well, I don't know. I think we're like already out of time today.
Are we?
So yeah, you can go to the bathroom.
Okay.
And then just bring the camera in there.
Just bring the camera into the bathroom?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
All right. At least leave your microphone on so I can put it under the credits.
The sound of my pee, yeah. God,
All
can we
right.
do an episode that isn't our urine or my urine?
They're all our urine. All right. Thanks for watching Royal Oak Comics Party, episode 19.
See you next time. Do you want to keep recording to get my urine?